These are my 10 ways to get kids to eat healthier. This might not be your kids, it might be your niece or nephew or your friend's kid, but you know some kid in your life, I'm sure, that you can use these tips for. Number one is be a champion. It's one of the best ways to get your child to eat healthier is to embrace it yourself. If you're being a role model by eating healthier foods, living the simple way, and embracing those health benefits, then it's going to go a long way in instilling those same values in your child. And if your kids see you enjoying fresh fruits and vegetables, they'll be more likely to follow suit. So many kids grow up these days and their parents or their friends sit there and think that healthy food has to taste bad. That couldn't be further from the truth. If things like fresh fruits, it's so healthy and it's delicious. And if you really embrace those foods, it's going to go a long way. You should also involve the child in the kitchen. That depends on their age, but when they're old enough to chop vegetables, or if they're old enough to help saute them, or even if they're just old enough to stir mixed vegetables together, it doesn't even have to be anything fancy. Just incorporating them into the kitchen makes them want to be a part of that food. If your child can be a part of the cooking process, they'll be more likely to want to eat the food that's being cooked because they had a part in making it. You should also teach your children about the food they're eating. If you don't know the health benefits of something like carrots, you could just do a quick online search and it has amazing results. You could tell them quick and simple things that, did you know that carrots are great for your skin or great for your eyes? Maybe here's why, especially if they're really into something like science, or to get them interested in it and make them understand that the things that they eat really have a huge effect on their body. It kills two birds with one stone. You're getting them to eat healthier and they're embracing that lifestyle at a very young age. Also, learning about the vitamins and nutrients that are in fruits and veggies that you'll be eating for dinner, and then teaching your children what they are and how they positively affect their bodies. It goes right along with what I was saying, and it has a huge positive result. You should also start them young. Child's eating behaviors change and evolve drastically throughout childhood and early adolescence, but the best way to get your child eating healthy is to start feeding them healthy foods right from the start. The younger they are, the more willing they are to experience new foods. They're impressionable at that young age, so the foods that they're fed impact their nutritional choices for decades. If you pump a 1-year-old or 2-year-old with sugar and sweets, that's what they're going to crave. So if you start them off with healthy foods, that's what they're going to be accustomed to, and they're going to embrace that because that's what they're used to. You can also start slow. If your kids are already accustomed to unhealthier foods and drinks, something like soda or juice drinks, start changing those habits slowly. I typically suggest starting with a mix of 80 to 20 or even 90 to 10 juice to water, and then slowly transitioning that down to 50-50, and then turning in the favor of water until they're predominantly drinking almost fruit flavored water with just a little dash of some juice into water. And with foods, if your child's accustomed to something like white pasta, you can begin by slowly substituting whole grain pasta, which is far healthier, until you're solely using something like whole grain. I also like to say taste the rainbow. We're going to use this in a little bit of a different way. Colorful fruits and veggies can make a meal absolutely beautiful and fun. So the more colorful the plate is, the more nutritious it is, but it's also more likely that your child's going to want to eat it because it looks awesome. You can experiment with exotic fruits to add unique colors like papaya and mango and dragon fruit. Your kid will see something like a dragon fruit and be like, whoa, what is that cool thing? I want to try that. And they're getting, just power packed, full of nutrition with something like dragon fruit or mango. Family time is huge. We talked about this with, eating as a society, eating as a family. So sitting at the table to eat as a family each day enhances your child's social and psychological health. You can learn about your child's day at school, what's on their mind, if there are any hardships, what they're currently facing. And this support and encouragement gives them increased confidence and self esteem. If they feel better about themselves, they're happy with themselves, they're going to want to keep themselves in a great place, working at capacity where they feel good about themselves. And then with portion sizes, starting all the way from birth, we tend to overfeed our children as a whole society. And this habit just continues through childhood and adolescence into adulthood. And portion sizes are really one of the biggest barriers standing in the way of a healthy lifestyle. So knock that barrier down by following the recommended portion sizes that we talked about in this course. Healthy dips. Kids love to dip their snacks. My nieces do. I'm sure your kids or friends of friends' kids, anybody, a kid that loves to dip their snacks and probably ranch dressing for something like veggies. You can easily substitute that with something like hummus that's way healthier. For example, using that example, one serving of ranch dressing can contain up to 15 grams of fat to only 1.4 grams in hummus. That's a huge difference. And for fruits, you can just use plain Greek yogurt as a healthy dip. You should also take your child to the market or the grocery store. It's similar to letting your kid help out in the kitchen, letting them help out shopping is really helpful as well. If you have a local farmer's market, it's a great place to teach your child about the benefits of eating locally grown produce. And if you don't know what those health and economic benefits are, you can search for them, and we also talk about those in this course. You can also let your kids choose the fruits and veggies that look interesting or fun to them, and then search for new recipes at home using the produce your child chose. And they're going to be so excited to help cook and eat those foods because they picked them out themselves. And those are the 10 tips to helping your kid eat healthier. I hope these work